everybody and their mom was talking about the storm that was supposed to come in. Some people even took work off or even went and left work early. And it did rain a little bit and the skies were gray, but no storm, unless it's going to come and kick in later. But I'm just out here on my balcony enjoying some goto because I thought it was going to rain. And this is my comfort meal I make. It's like a rice porridge with eggs, green onions, garlic, tons of garlic. Today, it's a Monday, with all of the talk about the storm brewing up and everything, a lot of people were anxious and scared and fearful to get home early and just to prepare for it. And yet, here I am, sitting outside my balcony, slowly starting to clear up, and life still continues. It's funny that way, isn't it? I think of it too as we're living, that we get so much fear and anxiety from what's going to happen next, where we're going to be, how we're going to get there. Yet nature always shows us to be still, like these trees, like the birds and the ducks swimming along this lake that's in front of me. I'll show you guys here in a little bit. And they're just being. They're just being present. They're just existing, simply existing. And I think there's so much beauty in that. And I think there's so much to learn from that, from nature and the animals around us, to take a breath and just enjoy the present moment. Because that's what I'm doing right now. Enjoying the present moment. A big raindrop just fell. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. But recently I feel like life has been teaching me to slow down. I know I talk a lot about this, but genuinely, I've been practicing it more. Before I go to bed, to even prep for the next day, it starts with the night before. And what I've done differently is slow down my night routine. Typically, or usually, I'm out scrolling on my phone and go to bed. And first thing I do, I wake up to my alarm and I check my phone. So I'm so aware of that habit and that routine that I've been doing that I have been actively working on setting my phone in my kitchen. That'll go off and I'll have to walk up and shut it off. And also I've been implementing reading a book. I've been reading before I go to bed, which has been really nice. It really slows down my mind and helps me get into this mental state of sleepiness, and I get tired by reading a book, which is really, really nice. In the morning, I also try to pray once in a while. I'm trying to be more consistent too when I'm praying before I go to bed. Just thankful for everything, really, and praying for my family and friends and things like that, and progress. I'm always looking to progress, but also being thankful is a big thing. I'm very thankful for where I'm at. I think there's been a lot of changes to my life, and yeah, it's been great. In the morning, instead of having my phone right on my night desk, I actually bought an alarm, which is on my nightstand. And so instead of having my phone, I just have my alarm, snooze it if I need to, and that way I have no screens right next to me. So it really does help. And right in the morning, as my alarm goes off, once in a while I'll hit snooze, like this morning. But after that, the one thing that I do consistently and have been doing consistently these past few weeks is make my bed right away. No matter how tired I am, I make my bed, because when I get home, it's just nice to walk into a well-made bed. And so I do that every morning, and then I read a book, a chapter of a book that I'm reading about home designs and the different interior designers, and then I also have a cup of tea and try to make breakfast too, because I've been trying to have a slow morning. So I go to work starts at 10, but I have to be there 15 minutes early. regardless, I typically wake up an hour before I leave with any job I've had, because I'm like, it takes me 15 minutes to put my makeup on, not even 15 minutes, to put my makeup on and get dressed and go and commute to work. And I'm like, I felt rushed and I don't want to do that anymore. And so what I've been doing, instead of waking up at, say, 8, I wake up at 7 consistently. Even on the days where I can sleep in on a Saturday, my body over time will wake me up around that time at 7. And so it's been great to just not feel rushed and wake up in the morning and have time to do the things that matter and have a mindful morning, which is something I'm proactively working on, which is why I have created a better morning routine. And it really does start at night. And I have had such a bad habit of going to bed really late. I'm such a night owl, and I'm very well aware of that. And so just trying to tire myself out too. Even if I go to the gym for 10 minutes, I at least want to get into the gym at least 3 times a week. Yeah. Even if it's for a little bit, at least I went in. And the book that I'm reading right now, called Atomic Habits by James Clear, has really taught me the importance of minuscule habits. Even if you're doing something, even if you're reading a book for 2 minutes, even if you step in the gym for 2 minutes and do nothing, at least you made the effort to do it. And slowly over time, your brain's going to be like, okay, you're here, you might as well stay here a little longer. It's building up to that point of, okay, I'm here, I might as well work on it. And yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing to work on something. Recognize your habits and find a way to eliminate the friction where, I don't know, there's a whole thing I can go ramble on about, but yeah, I'm really happy. The sun's shining. The sun's actually coming out right now, which is really nice. It's a good change because I was really ready for the storm. I love storms. I love the gray clouds. I love the thunder. Something about hearing thunder makes me feel at home. Maybe it's because I'm from the Philippines and there's always rain, it seems like, on that island. But I'll show you guys the sun. It's really, really nice. Yeah, people are out. I might literally take this advantage and go on a walk. I was like, I need to go to the gym today, but I should go on a walk. I might just do that. The things I've gathered recently is to slow down. You can never, ever, ever be reminded enough of slowing down because there's so many external factors, from traffic, or just not even traffic. Traffic really teaches you how to slow down, but there's so many external factors that make us feel like we're in a rush to get things done, to be there, or to finish projects on time. And you know, you only have 2 hands, and it seems like we're trying to get our hands in so many different things all at once that we forget to stay grounded. And a podcast I actually was listening to was talking about how successful people operate, and you know, when they get there, they're often asking themselves, what's next? And I thought that was really interesting, because the podcast I was listening to, this CEO talked about shooting for the moon and then actually landing on the moon. And then she began to ask herself, like, what's next? It feels like there's always another goal to achieve. Just listening to someone who has made it that far and made billions off of her company and is wondering what's next, and kind of tried to identify what's next for her in terms of her career, and choosing to prioritize her family and spending time with them really shifted my perspective on things. Because so often a lot of the people, entrepreneurs who are chasing this financial abundance, when they actually attain that, it seems like they revert back to the simple things that really fulfill them, which is the people they love, their family, their kids, and spending quality time with each other. I feel like it really comes down to that. Once you've made it seems like a lot of people often revert back to the simple life and enjoying time with each other, and I really truly admire that. And that's something I really want to prioritize in this season of my life too, is if I have the time, spend it with the people I love. Keeping in mind that, I still have my goals and ambitions, but that can change. Your family, people you love are on this earth. They're only borrowed to us, and it's really important and critical to spend the time when you're able to with those you love. We just shifted on a whole new topic, but I hope you guys enjoy that. This is getting a little long, so I'm going to cut it. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for staying tuned to my content, whatever this is. So, yeah. Love you. Ciao.